Welcome to the Barney and Clifford live stream 227. And as you can see, there's a fat ass here who needs to die. Wait, what? Na 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 da da na na you sa de don you you da di da 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 na do da da na 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 le na na yi sa na si la na 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 da dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da dum na 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 na. Hello, Husky Dog 88. Same. Yeah, the humans saw them. That song was from Yakuza 0. It's from a game called Yakuza 0. The song's called Bakamate, or whatever, which is Japanese for I've been a fool. Yeah, the human must have either not really noticed, or more accurately, the human must have... Hello, Roofy Rainbow. Same. But back to as I was saying, the human was more accurately probably... Human forgot to comment on it, on that part. Yeah. Hello, the man respect Dex. Same. Hello, Miss Mensu 5. Sorry if I accidentally said your channel name wrong. Anyways, hello. Same. So, what brings you into this live stream, Kuro? Well, it seems like you guys are finally back from... How do I put this? We watched every episode of Jane and the Dragon. Yes, it took the human a couple days, which is part of why the human wasn't posting, because he was watching it. He was watching every episode of Jane and the Dragon, and yeah, Human's done now. Human's but done by now. There's only 26 episodes, so yeah. So that's what you guys were watching. Yes. 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 Just be sure to throw Gunther's father into the other side of the sea. Sir Ivan, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna throw him into the sea now. Oh! Oh wait, you've been dead for over 1,000 years! I forgot. Looks like I don't have to do anything after all. Hello, lady. Sorry if I accidentally say your account name wrong. Letta Capitini 1792. Same. Human doesn't really have a favorite episode in regards to Jane and the Dragon. But we will say this. The human thinks the show is canceled and cut off early, if you know what I mean. Like, especially if you look into season 2. Because it was because it was seeming like something was being teased in season 2, but it never got to continue into season 3. And there never was a season 3. Of the show, anyway. So let me guess. I have to sit next to you in a live stream, I guess, due to the events of the latest episode. Yup. Crap. Shut up, spy. Whatever. Just don't spoil the latest episode now, SBO. I wasn't going to spoil the latest episode of the Barney and Clifford show. I'll just wave the hello instead of just straight up saying hello. There, I waved. They probably low-key did off-screen give him belt to ass. It's SBO. Yeah, you guys don't really get to that much. Yeah. The humans had him for almost 2 years now. Oh wait, no, almost 3 years now. The human got you back on Christmas of 2024. 2024. Yeah. Yeah, the human doesn't use me really that much. It could have been worse. You could have been Charmy. Oh, God, yeah. I got the new 4Gs on the G. I'm driving through the bloody bottoms is underneath, cause all my I'm on the beat. That's dead. Ballin'. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Well, look what we got here. Some power slaves. What do you mean by that? You know exactly what I mean, power slave. Yes, Badger Skull still does have Roadkill Clifford. But anyways, who are you calling a power slave? Who do you think, power slave? Yeah, the Ood monkeys, they don't like people with powers that much. They just call them power slaves. The Ood monkeys like to call them power slaves. Seems like this is a question that's been popping around some occasions. So, I guess I should give a little explanation. It was a long time ago. More specifically, I'll put it like this. It was a mistake on my human's end at the time, because my human used to... Okay. From it, there was episodes before the episode where you would see plushies like ones of like Shadow, Knuckles, Tails, Foxy, and all that you guys would have seen throughout the first two seasons and early season 3. Well, the human made the mistake of basically borrowing Badger Skulls as plushies without permission, and that episode was the final nail in the coffin. It was back during COVID at a point to... The episode was filmed on a day when the humans' siblings were... It was when schools were starting to open back up slowly. Or kind of, or whatever. And the human siblings went to school. My human filmed an episode. The human used some of Badger Skulls' plushies without permission, and yeah, the mistake was on my human's end. And yeah, that's why Badger Skulls doesn't rock the channel anymore. My human doesn't have any Dragon Ball games. Unless you're counting Xenoverse 2 because it's on the Xbox Gold Pass right now. But anyways, that's the explanation. That's pretty much the story behind, that's basically the story of why Badger Skulls doesn't watch this channel anymore. Well, obviously, the humans did some way make up, obviously. The humans still play plushies to this day. For one. And another, and I know you a couple times in live streams, in the chat. For a while after that episode, Badger Skulls never watched the channel again. But then sometimes, in live streams, he would appear in the chat. Sometimes. But enough about that. We're changing topics now. So what topic are we going to talk about now? The human watched it alone. But yeah, then again, yeah, Cubo definitely tends to get shoved under the rug. Especially after it shut down a couple years ago or so. So, have you guys figured out what the next topic we're going to be talking about is? Yet? Nope. And of course, as typical human, you just couldn't resist eventually grabbing me again in a live stream again. Yeah. Yeah, the human's reading it now. Reading. Reading now. Doesn't the author of Jane and the Dragon have a YouTube channel of his own? Yeah. Just checking. Anyways, anything you would like to say, Luna? And what would that be? Fine, if you really want me to say something. To all those who are watching, for anyone who have seen any of the episodes of season 9 so far, what would be your favorite episode? Maybe we should grab Pumbaa and find out. Or maybe not, because he disappeared. But who's gassier? Probably Dragon. He's bigger than Pumbaa by... He's most likely bigger than Pumbaa by quite a bit. So yeah, it'd probably be Dragon. Hi, Clifford. Wait, who's that? Oh, that's nothing much, Clifford. That's the Empress of the Barneys. That's the leader of all the Barneys, the Empress. And I'll be seeing you soon enough, Clifford. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to make the same mistake as what Thea did. That's a dinosaur. Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. I'm also the Empress of the Barneys. Yes, still something the human came up with years ago that never really happened. Was it the hell dragons came to be? Dragons were all misinterpreted dinosaurs because people did find dinosaur fossils back 1,000 years ago, basically. But they misconcepted it, and that's how things like dragons came to be, and mythical creatures, especially dragons. Yes. More specifically, over 2,000 years ago, or however many thousand years ago. What? I'm currently trying not to lose my current empire because of him. Oh, what? Is it because I was the one who defeated Thea? That's the Empress of the Barneys over there. And most of the Barneys, not you, Fat Barney, most of the Barneys, except Fat Barney, are some of the worst enemies of the Cliffords. I'm not a dragon, I'm a dinosaur. Um. Yeah, I'll be appearing soon in the show. Don't really know when. Human doesn't really know for sure what type of dinosaur I am, but I am a dinosaur. Yeah, the human never really came up with a name for me yet. Eventually he will. Especially before I actually start appearing with some of the other Barneys. Main reason why any story with me hasn't happened yet is because the human doesn't have enough Barneys. Or Cliffords. Especially Barneys. But I'll be going back now because I don't want to be around somebody who can destroy entire kingdoms. Plus, it wouldn't be a queen. It would be empress. Alright, you bums. Any of you actually have a name for this? By bums, I mean the other plushies that are here with me right now. Empress Zerthura. Yep, that's your name now. Unless he comes up with a better one. But as I said, Clifford, I will appear soon enough. So you better start sleeping with one eye open. Hey, Clifford. What? Have you ever wondered a little thing about how the Barneys work? How their thing works? What? So here's a funny little story I have for you. So here's a little funny story about how the Barneys' government works. All the there's this arena. And once in every lifetime, once per lifetime, once a generation, they put the male Barneys put the female Barneys in an arena. And those female Barneys, they kill each other. They eat each other in the arena. And the last one surviving becomes the Empress. And you want to know how many generations Empress Zerthura has survived? How many? At least 3. 3 generations! Yup. 3 generations of Barneys. 3 whole ass generations. Meaning she fought in the arena 3 times. That is the record of... That is the highest record of any Empress the Barneys ever had. And the Barneys have been around for millions of years. Somewhere over 65 million years. Well, our government works, but that's just how our government works. That's how there isn't that many of us. It's because we choose to have better, stronger, fewer, but better and stronger Barneys than more and much weaker Barneys. Because believe it or not, unlike the Cliffords, Clifford, the Barneys do better without numbers. Because we solo. Your kind is better with numbers. Mine is better off without numbers. Ooh, Veggie Skulls is live, guys. To like, subscribe, and all that, and yeah. Bye.